The good news is that day one is finally a wrap. EU leaders have finally broken up their discussions on extending Brexit just about an hour ago. EU summits do, of course, have this tendency of going into the night, and for this summit, the last, or at least it was meant to be the last one before Brexit, well, there's been no change. Everyone's been burning the midnight oil, and if you can possibly see behind me, the place is still packed with journalists, although some are now starting to leave. Discussions on extending Brexit beyond the scheduled date of departure, so March 29th, really took a very long time. Just to give some sort of context, the final day one press conference by both the presidents of the EU Council and Commission was scheduled for 7 p.m. local time. It started just before midnight. But, you know, what we do finally have is a way forward on Brexit. It was first of all confirmed by Donald Tusk on Twitter, where he said that May's meaningful vote 3, if it's approved next week by the House of Commons, the UK can then have an extension until May 22nd. If UK MPs reject the deal negotiated with the EU, the UK will then have an extension until April 12th. And by April 11th, the UK has to tell the EU if it will take part in EU parliamentary elections, which are set for 23rd of May. That's why the 22nd was important. And so the Presidents Tusk and Juncker did take to the stage. Here's a little bit of that press conference.
The 27 leaders endorsed the legally binding clarification and assurances that Prime Minister May and I agreed in Strasbourg. This closes and completes the full package. There is no more than we can live.
Getting the deal through next week in a meaningful vote means that we can have that extension to the 22nd of May, get our legislation through, deliver on the referendum, leave the European Union and do it in an orderly manner.
So that was President Juncker and, of course, the UK Prime Minister Theresa May, who continues, of course, to be positive about getting her deal through the UK House of Parliament. But what we're seeing is that in practice, the cliff edge date is only delayed. Tusk said that April 12th is, of course, that key date, so really do pencil that one into your diaries. But if you are possibly maybe looking for any sort of hidden messages, essentially, UK parliamentarians could wrestle Brexit away from Theresa May. In fact, they could even get rid of her. All they really need to do now is finally decide if they want Brexit or not, but it needs to happen before April the 12th. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the UK does now.